After 70 years of living, I discovered something most people never figure out. Happiness doesn't come from achieving more or from fighting for every little thing. Happiness, real happiness, comes from letting go. Letting go of things that no longer serve you. Letting go of heavy old habits that steal your joy. Today, I want to share with you 10 things I quit after turning 70. And how quitting these things brought me more peace, more freedom, and more genuine joy than I ever thought possible. Maybe you'll hear something that speaks to your heart too. Welcome to Elderly Lessons. I'm so glad you're here. The first thing I quit was fighting change. For most of my life, change felt like something I had to resist with all my might. When a job ended, when my children moved away, when my body changed with age, I fought it. I wanted things to stay as they were because the familiar felt safe. But change is part of being alive. It comes whether we want it or not. And the more I resisted, the more I suffered. One day, after struggling through yet another life transition, I asked myself, what if change isn't my enemy? What if it's a guide leading me to a new chapter? Now, when change arrives, I greet it like an old companion. Sometimes it still hurts, but I no longer fear it. And in that acceptance, I found a deeper kind of peace. The second thing I quit was trying to please everyone. I spent decades of my life being the yes person. Yes, I'll help you with that project. Yes, I'll come to that event, even if I'm tired. Yes, I'll bite my tongue to keep the peace. But pleasing everyone left me exhausted and often resentful. I thought saying no would make people love me less. But here's what I learned. When you say yes to everything, you say no to yourself. Now, I say no with kindness, without guilt. I offer my help when I truly can, from a full heart. And when I can't, I simply say, I'm so sorry, but I can't. No explanations, no endless apologies. It turns out people respect honesty far more than overextending yourself. The third thing I quit was comparing myself to others. You would think by 70, you would be done with comparison, but it sneaks in. Someone else's grandchildren seem closer. Someone else's home looks fancier. Someone else seems healthier or more active. Every time I compared, I felt like I was falling short. But comparison blinds us to the beauty in our own lives. Now, when I catch myself comparing, I gently remind myself, their journey is not my journey. Their blessings are not my blessings. And that's okay. I look around at my own life, at the moments of quiet joy, and I feel grateful in a way I never did before. If any of these ideas are striking a chord with you, I'd be so grateful if you clicked the like button. It helps more people find these conversations and maybe find some comfort too. The fourth thing I quit was clinging to clutter. Not just the clutter in my cupboards, though believe me, there was plenty of that, but the clutter in my heart. Stacks of old clothes I would never wear again. Shelves of gifts I kept out of guilt. Old grudges that weighed me down. Old regrets that lived rent-free in my mind. Letting go of things is hard because they often carry stories. But holding on to everything leaves no space for new blessings. I started small, one drawer at a time, one apology at a time, one forgiveness at a time. Now my home is simpler, my mind is quieter, and my heart feels open again. The fifth thing I quit was ignoring my health. For years I thought health was something I could put off. I'll eat better tomorrow, I'll exercise next month, I'll get that checkup later. But later doesn't always come. After a health scare in my late 60s, I had a choice. Keep gambling with my body or start honoring it. I chose honor. I chose morning walks, even if they're slow. Fresh vegetables, even if I still enjoy a slice of cake now and then. Stretching gently, listening to what my body needs, not punishing it for what it can't do. Caring for my health isn't about chasing youth. It's about respecting the incredible machine that's carried me through a lifetime. The sixth thing I quit was carrying old guilt. Some guilt is heavy because it comes from real mistakes, harsh words spoken in anger, moments when I wasn't as present as I should have been. opportunities I didn't take. For years, I thought punishing myself would somehow make up for it, but guilt doesn't fix the past, it only poisons the present. Forgiving myself has been one of the hardest things I've ever done. It's a process. Some days I still feel the sting of old mistakes, but then I remind myself, I did the best I could with the knowledge and the tools I had at the time, and that is enough. That has to be enough, because otherwise, joy doesn't stand a chance. The seventh thing I quit was worrying about things beyond my control: the economy, the weather, the choices my adult children make, the state of the world. I used to lie awake at night, turning every fear over and over in my mind, as if somehow worrying hard enough could protect everyone I love. It can't. Worry robs us twice. It robs us of today, and it does nothing for tomorrow. Now, when I catch myself spiraling, I ask, is this something I can do anything about right now? If yes, I take a small action. If no, I hand it over to God, to the universe, to whatever force is bigger than me. And I breathe. One breath, one moment at a time. The eighth thing I quit was pretending to be strong all the time. When I was young, crying was seen as weakness. Needing help was weakness. Admitting fear was weakness. But real strength isn't about pretending you never hurt. It's about being honest with yourself and the people who care about you. Now, when I'm struggling, I reach out. I say, I'm having a tough day. I say, I need a hand. I say, I could use a hug. And you know what? It doesn't make me smaller. It makes my connections deeper and truer than they've ever been. The ninth thing I quit was living for someday. Someday I'll call that friend I miss. Someday I'll learn to play the piano again. Someday I'll take that trip. But someday is a dangerous word. It lulls us into thinking we have all the time in the world. We don't. So now, when something stirs my heart, I ask, why not today? Why not now? Even if it's imperfect, even if it's messy, because joy doesn't wait. Life doesn't wait, and I don't want to waste another precious day waiting for a perfect someday. The 10th and most important thing I quit was believing my best years were behind me. Society loves to whisper that older people are finished, that the brightest parts of our lives are in the rearview mirror. But I reject that with every part of my being. Every morning I open my eyes, I believe today holds something beautiful I haven't experienced yet. A conversation that touches my heart. A sunset that steals my breath. A moment of laughter that shakes my shoulders. As long as I am breathing, my story isn't over. And neither is yours. There are still memories to be made, still kindnesses to give, still love to share. Before you go, I would truly love to hear from you. What's one thing you've let go of that made your life better? Share your story in the comments below. Your wisdom might be just the encouragement someone else needs today. And if you believe, like I do, that it's never too late for joy, for hope, for new beginnings, I invite you to subscribe and join this beautiful community we're building. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself. You are deeply loved and you are never alone.